Hi everybody out there in internet land. This is another video on buying a Kia, what to know about Kia car dealerships and which ones to avoid. First thing that you should know is that the manufacturer of Kia doesn't care how their cars are sold, just that they sell. We went to several dealerships around the valley, and that was pretty much of a headache. A lot of the car dealerships, the salespeople, they weren't very pleasant and definitely aren't known for being straightforward or honest. After we went to several dealerships, we went back to my house and decided to look online at different deals that were out there, and we found one at Kia Camelback. It was advertised at around 12.5 for a Kia Soul. I had called and talked to the manager at Kia Camelback. His name was Christopher Robinson. We had worked out a deal over the phone for the total cost of the car, everything including tax tag and title, which came out to around $17,249. When we went down there, we had about $4,000 to put down on the car. They then gave us a price of around $18,500 and tried to tell us that they had talked to us about the financing and all this other stuff, which was just a load of garbage. We had worked out all the details over the phone, but when we went to talk to them in person, they jacked up the price pretty much over $1,000. So we decided not to buy from them. However, I told them if they didn't want to honor our verbal agreement over the phone, that I was going to file a complaint with the Better Business Bureau and some other agencies, which I did. And how did they respond to my complaint? Well, they had somebody that wasn't even involved in the transaction contact Better Business Bureau and some of the other groups that I had contacted filing my complaint for their false advertisement and just basically not honoring their agreement. They basically responded saying that me and my friend were both loud and obnoxious and rude, and they had stated that they weren't going to sell us the car and that we had to be asked to leave. And basically, what they did was they lied about the price to get us in there. And then when they wouldn't honor the price, I complained about that, and they basically lied to try and say, no, I didn't understand what they were saying, and all this other stuff. And then they had somebody else respond to my complaints about their false advertisement, about their not agreeing to the verbal contract that we had. And they basically said that they made up all these lies and said these terrible things about us, and this was how they dealt with a customer who walks in their door with a verbal agreement with all the details already worked out and several $1,000s in cash to put down on the car. They claimed that we were just terrible people and we had to be asked to leave and that they refused to sell us the car. What kind of people do this to customers that walk in the door with thousands of dollars in cash in their hand to buy a car? It's pretty absurd, but my advice to you folks is to avoid Kia Camelback. They are formerly Nick Mayer Camelback Kia. They had such a bad reputation that they had to change the name of the dealership. They're located at 23rd and Camelback. And you know, when you have so many complaints against you that you have to change the name of your company, but you keep all the same lousy employees, that says something about what type of a business this is. So my advice to all of you, don't deal with Kia Camelback. Me and my friend actually went to Horn Camelback, which is a family owned and operated dealership. They dealt with us straightforward, very honestly. They were very polite and courteous. We haggled a little bit back and forth with them, but guess what? For the same price that we were going to pay for a base model Kia at Kia Camelback, we actually got a much nicer version of a Kia with a lot more options at the same price, and it was no headaches. We walked in, we gave him a bunch of cash, and we got the car financed at the rate that we wanted, and it was no headaches and no problems. So my advice to you folks is avoid Kia Camelback. They suck, and they're liars and cheats, and they really don't have much respect for customers. So if you're looking to buy a new car, whether it's a Kia or some other car, my best advice to you would be to shop around, look at internet deals, and basically only buy from a family owned and operated dealership, because they're in it for the long haul and they want to have repeat business and have customers come back. So they're not like these fly by night companies that change their name whenever they get a few thousand complaints against them, like Kia Camelback. We actually went to Horn Kia, and it was all right. It wasn't any headache, and we had bought the car and driven it out the same day. So um, my advice to you: shop around, go with the family-owned and operated businesses, and avoid places where they harbor liars and cheats and basically asses that only Camelback Kia hires. So, like I said, also the manufacturer doesn't really care about how the car dealerships sell their cars, just as long as they sell them, and they don't get too much publicity or bad publicity in the news. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening, and hope you found this video helpful.